And you guys know what day it is. Happy Sunday. I know Kevin's still bopping to the intro. I do too. Every time I hear it, I tell you what's going on. Happy Sunday. Welcome to another episode of the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, panel edition. As you guys can see today, it's just me and Kevo. Digger, my man is slaving at the job. I know he hates that's my man. Praying for you, E. I hope you make it out of there alive today, boy. And
Boy.
Quinn is in Greenville, Mississippi. So what's up, Quinn? Drive safe and all that good stuff. We want to welcome you. We have an action-packed show for you today. We have a great interview with a great young man, and we're going to get into the Boston Celtics a little bit and workplace romances and all that jazz. There's a lot of stuff going on. We're going to get into it. But before we get into that, let me shout out Ben Sutter at the third and the guys over there at BS3. We have a paid sponsor on this episode today, so we're going to implant that a little bit later. But before we get into that, let me shout out BS3. Hold tight.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
All right, and welcome back. I had to do my BS3 shout out real quick. Ben says, "What's up?" down in the comments, man. Thank you for coming through every Sunday. Make sure you guys share the broadcast out. If you have not shared it yet, please do on all of your platforms. Now, I'm gonna start the show like we normally do. Kev, how was your week, brother? I know it's the week is life, but how was your week, man?
Man, let me start by I'm actually sharing our post right now. But by the way, while I'm doing this, I wanna send a shout out to everybody that's out there that's going through something. My life is as of right now is really good. I'm in a good, comfortable spot. Things are looking up. Work is a little heavy. I got to go to work on my day off. I got to go to work to my second job, but nonetheless, I feel blessed, and I want to anybody that doesn't feel their blessing right now. I want to just deliver a message to you. It's gonna come. Just wait on it. It comes at a time that God puts it in your life. Like He's gonna give it to you right on time, as always. So
I like that.
Always, it's just wait on it. Just wait on it. It's coming. Your time is coming. Yeah. But other than that, I'm good, brother. How's your week?
Man, the life of an entrepreneur, man. Doing some things over here. You guys know I'm not getting too much of it, but I will say this the other way. Okay, there's a picture behind me somewhere. I can't point. It's right over my wrong way. See this picture of me and Melissa back there? Can you see it, Kevin?
It's the other one. It's the other way, right?
It's the other way. Yeah, it's the
other shoulder. The other shoulder. The other shoulder. There you go. There you go. I see it. There you go.
But, okay, that picture with Melissa. Now, you guys don't know, Melissa has been up with her dad since September the 2nd. And as you can tell, it's the later on in the month. And I have been a little bit, I think I'm going through official Melissa withdrawal. I texted her earlier and told her, so I'm going through withdrawal. It's been a couple of weeks since I've seen you. And, but that's life. And so we're kind of just taking day by day, moment by moment. Those of you that was on my post yesterday and sent up a prayer for my father-in-law, thank you so much for that. I want to say that publicly to everybody that did so. He is doing good. We are awaiting a liver for him. They have pushed off his transplant by a day or two because of the donor their families are having a little bit of a struggle right now. So we're praying for us and we're praying for the family because letting go of someone they love is not easy to do. It really isn't.
It
All right.
isn't.
So getting to the next part of the program, man, we got a great interview for you guys. Kevin's going to interview one of BS3's own, Gino Zapata. I hope I pronounced that right and didn't butcher it. Lord knows
Oh,
y'all
you
know I'm bad
butchered.
because
Oh, you chopped and screwed it. Like,
I hope I didn't butcher it too bad. But hold tight. All right. We're gonna bring him on. Kevin, you're gonna bring him on camera right quick. Let me go ahead and get
yes, sir. Before I bring him on, I want to introduce y'all to someone. This kid, I was very excited. His dad called me up. We had a conversation. Very from what I get, this kid is very bright. He's gonna be he's gonna be a really good prospect. But what I want to do is interview him and pick his brain. Um, Certainly to help him in the future because when he does get those interviews, ladies and gentlemen, coming out as a young teenager, when he grows older, he's gonna be growing into that interview, and this is gonna help him. This is gonna help him in the long run. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you. His name is Kolby, not Kobe. Kolby
Colby with an L.
Moore Zapata, and his dad Gino Zapata.
All right.
Yeah, there we go. Can it? Yeah.
Take him out camera and do it again, Kev. Come on, man. Take him out camera and do it again. I'm
Man,
sorry.
look. All
Just
right,
do what I
hold
said.
up. You know what?
Now do it again. All right.
There we go. There we go.
Hey, there we go. All right. You gotta make sure you do it right.
So, let's get right into it, man. I know about your dad, but I want to put the spotlight on you, Kobe, and I want to give you your flowers as a young kid. I see you wearing your jersey. I love the number 14, by the way. Uh,
Oh, I didn't even see the bling. Wait, he
yeah,
got
but yeah, he got the bling,
what?
man.
Okay.
Daddy got him rocking right, but I want to once again I want to put the spotlight on you, little man, and or young man. I don't want to say
There you
little
go.
man,
I'll
young
say yes.
man, because he could
Yeah,
probably take me right about now.
right.
Ooh,
Is
look at
that
the
a mid?
shoulders. Y'all see the shoulders?
Yeah,
Go and flex on them right quick. Go.
don't flex on him. Don't flex.
But
But if you have to, go ahead. Do it.
so Kobe, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, I want to know, what you love about the sport, what sport you play, what position you play, and things of that nature, and your name. Present yourself.
Hello, my name is Kolby Moore Zapata, and I play for offense. I play right tackle, and on defense, I play defensive end and linebacker.
Defensive end and linebacker.
Man,
Oh,
man, that's too much. I
hey,
don't know.
Terry, you better put some respect on his name. He ain't gonna
Yeah,
be playing for
you
your
have
Chiefs.
to. You have
He
to
gonna,
because here's a question right off the bat for me. As a right tackle or as a defensive end or a linebacker, there's a lot of stuff you guys have to learn, like the different gaps and things, right? I mean, as far as offensive lineman, right?
yes. And when he gets
That wasn't for
older,
you, Kev. That was for Kobe,
I
man.
no
You
no
did
no. I know. I'm
you gonna help
helping
Kobe?
him. I'm gonna
My man.
help him right quick because it gets right now the playbook is simplified for them as a younger
Okay.
group, right?
Okay. Oh yeah.
When you get in, it's the baby steps, and
Okay.
as they get older, it's going to get a little bit more complicated.
Mm.
Now, looking at this gentleman here,
He seems
this
like a
young
smart guy.
gentleman, he's
Yeah.
gonna be, It looks like he's got the right head on his shoulders, and his dad right next to him.
You gonna make sure it's on his shoulder.
Yeah, he's gonna make sure. Pops, I wanna ask you, how do you feel about his maturity level in this sport?
I feel that it's bright. I just watched him grow from the process of where he was and to where he started. And now that where he's at, it's starting to come together. The pieces are starting to flow together with this big puzzle that we're trying to get him to put together here. So I think the way he's able to be coachable and able to be just understanding with everything's all about improvement and just take it as a lesson to learn from and just get better every day. We don't necessarily worry about the W's. It's more of prove himself for his team. So
Yeah. Yeah.
at this time, I think where he's at, I'm very positive to say that his future is very bright.
I
That's
love
good.
that answer, yo. Did you hear your dad, Kobe?
Yes,
He
sir.
said he's not. They're not. You. It's okay to enjoy the W's and the fame all at once. Enjoy it for the moment, right? We enjoy it. We won, right? But at the same time, what Dad wants you to do is reel it back in. All right, celebrate it for now, but tomorrow we got to prep to get better.
Yeah.
And I like what Deion Sanders says. Do you before I get into that, do you know who Deion Sanders is? No.
Oh,
I'm gonna need you.
Gino.
Hold up. I'm gonna need look. After this, I want you to go. Yeah. After this, I want you to research Deion Sanders. Now, he's one of the greats. He also played for your dad's football team, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
But I love what Deion says. Now, my second question before I get into before I paint this picture for you on what I want you to do, what do you love about the sport? Do you like practice? Do you love practicing?
Yes, sir.
All right. So here's the reason why I brought this up, and Deion Sanders, because he said one thing that we do now as young men. Young men right now practice just to practice. What I mean by that, do you know what that means?
No, sir.
No. So when you go to practice, you just go to practice, you put your practice uniform on, you go out there and you just go through the steps, right? You're not going out there to actually just learn. You just when do we get a break from practice? Or when is practice over? Is it time to go yet? I'm hungry. Those are the things that, in other words, let's say what Deion Sanders is trying to say for young men of your age is to put those questions in the back. What should be in the front of your head right now is, how's my footwork? Do I get my foot? How do is my footwork proper? Are my hands in the right area? Like, it goes for any sport really, because a lot of the times y'all are ready to go home and play Fortnite. So how do you mentally prepare yourself for practices?
I listen to music to just get me pumped up.
I do that.
What's your genre?
What's on your
What's your
playlist?
music?
Yeah. What's on your playlist?
What's it?
Football music.
Football music.
Okay.
Okay.
You got a favorite
Yeah.
rapper?
Yeah.
Favorite singer?
XX Tentacion.
I know it's gonna be that kid. I like X though. He's
Yeah.
Oh, we
It's a
can't
generation.
whatever floats his boat. I mean,
It's a
but
generation thing,
It's a
man. Because
generation.
back in the day, look, before I got on the pitchers mound, look, our football or basketball, I'm putting on Tupac, Eminem.
There we go.
You know, I'm,
there you
I'm,
go.
but ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You know, everybody got a different favorite Kool-Aid. You know,
Yeah, I like grape
so
myself. But here's my question to you, Kolby. You told me at the top of the show or before we went live, you said that you play right tackle on offense and you play defensive end and linebacker on defense. Which position do you like the best?
Probably defensive end.
And why is that?
Because I get to blitz, pass rush, and I get to hit the quarterback and get
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah. Like Kev. The
I
kid like
love that.
defensive
I
end.
love that. I love defensive end.
Yeah.
Trust me. I want to now. I should have asked Pops if he had film on this young man, because I want to see. I want to see.
I was sure
I
that's
want
what
to.
Kev had.
He looked like he can hit. I'm not gonna lie. You know how you can look at kids sometimes, and you can be like, "Man, that little kid look like he can beat me up." So
Yeah.
that's how Kobe looked, and I love. By the way, Pops. I know I said this over the phone.
His name Gino. Stop calling him Pops.
I gotta. I love his name. His name goes with one of the best basketball players that roam this earth. Kobe. You know who Kobe is?
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So, he had a thing for practices as well, just like Deion Sanders had his own thing of how he's trying to mentally prepare his players, how he prepared himself. Kobe had a no excuse policy on the field. Do you have that?
Mm,
No excuse. I like that.
Do
Okay.
you have? So what I mean, a no excuse policy. So what he does is he holds everybody accountable, and this is what a captain does, right? A captain holds his teammates accountable for what they do on the practice field. You practice how you play, right? So what I'm asking is where when you're mentally prepared, how do you get your guys prepped and pumped and ready to play and go fight a war? That's what I call it. I call it a war. You're in the trenches, by the way.
Yep.
So are you preparing your guys to go out there and knock some tails into the ground?
Yes,
How do
sir.
you do that? How do you do that? How do you pump your guys up?
I tell them like we got this, and then I start saying, "Are we gonna win?" And they're like, "Yeah," and then I get them pumped up.
You get them pumped, right? Hit a helmet together, hit the shoulder pads, and there's nothing wrong with that, man. I want you to be we as adults have to start prepping, even guys that are not even our kids. I'm a coach. I tell every single player on my team, everybody can be a leader, everybody can be a captain. But when you're not given that role as a captain, that doesn't mean you can't still be play that role as a captain. You can't you can still be a leader on the team, whether you have a captain badge or not. So I want you to go out every time, even if you're not a captain. I don't know if you're a captain or not, but I want you to go out on the field and I want you to look. When you step on those lines, you tell those players, you tell your boys that you got their back and you want them to have your back. Because when you go on that field, when you step in between those lines, it's showtime, baby.
Yeah.
You know?
Spoken like
So,
a true baseball coach.
ooh, man, I want to go back into coaching now.
So like a true baseball. But you know what, Kobe? Here's what I'm going to say before we close the interview out is that what Kevin is talking about is Kobe's Mamba mentality. If you've never heard of that, have Dad Google that for you, and
Oh man,
that
yes.
is a true thing. And so, even though if you don't think that you have a voice, it's very important that you get your own voice. So when you step on those lines, when you step to those lines, and you get ready to do the play or whatever, your confidence is, I'm going to make this play, whether anybody else thinks so or not. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's a Mamba mentality. So have Dad Google that for you. And I
Yeah.
really believe that you're going to be. I'm going to see you again on what's that website that they have all the high recruits.
Max Prep, they got
Max Prep. I'm gonna be
UIL something.
yeah. Yeah, got you
So
looking all right.
but
You good?
before we do that though,
Mm,
something very very important right here. What college do you have in
good question.
mind?
UT, Texas,
UT.
Hook 'em horns, huh?
City of Texas.
Hey.
Yeah. All right. So
I won't fault you. I won't fault you, but you need to come on out here to.
no, because they're going by that time they're gonna be in the Big 12. I mean, they're gonna leave the Big 12 and go into the SEC. I love that.
Going to
So
K State, man. Stop playing with me.
so uh very very important. What is this sport that you love so much? What has it taught you so far?
Good question. Good closing question. Yeah.
It's taught me how to like stay fit, keep in shape, eat more healthier.
Lay off the Twinkies. And like what
So
you
so
eat.
We try.
We
Try.
do-
so so what you're saying is it's teaching you one of the things that, and I told your dad this too. One of the things that I wanted to close this out on a very high note. At me as a coach, I always tell my players, take what you learn on the field, what we coaches teach you, take what you learn and apply it to life. So what you're telling me, you're learning discipline, right? How to do such and such. There's multiple things that you're learning while on that field. You're learning to be a good teammate. You're learning to be a good friend. You're learning things in life that is gonna be, yeah, they need the help. But you're learning. It's a constant learning
Yeah.
progress, right?
Yeah.
Flip it, because it's not just the football field that you're learning. You're learning in class,
True. Yeah.
right?
Right.
You're learning, you take that discipline you learn on the field, you apply it in class, you apply it to your neighbor, you apply it to, an adult. Hey, yes, sir, no, sir. Like you tell your coaches, yes, coach, yes, sir, no, sir. It's the same thing. So what you apply in life, and I know your dad is really keen on this as well, to being one of the perfect gentlemen. Hey, you can do that on the football field. You could do that in life as well. So that's my advice to you as a young man. And I man, look, I look forward to seeing you as one of these leaders. And not only in sport, but I want to see you as a leader outside of the sport as well. You get what I'm saying? Because you're like your dad has some really great things to say about you, and I can see it. You know, I'm a seer. I like to see to believe, but I see it in you, and you can actually do some really good things, man. I'm when it comes to looking at kids like you, I have faith in our future.
That's good.
So you keep up the good work, man. And I love to see everything about not Pops, Gino.
Thank you.
Keep doing
I'm
the good
calling that
work,
man
man.
Pops.
You're doing great, man. You're doing
Hey,
good
MSK,
things with
what's
this
going on?
kid.
Thank you. Well, we have a great support system for Kolby. You know,
Yeah,
he's
that's
a
good.
bright young man, and we all, you know, from everyone from myself to grandparents to his mom to stepmom to stepdad, we all have a great support system for him to try to
That's the best
give him
thing
the
to
best.
have. You know,
And
I grew up without a dad.
mhm.
So Kolby, what I want you to understand is your dad's role in your life. Hold on to it. Hold on to everything, whether it's coaching, even if he gets mad at you, it's for a reason.
Yep.
So look back at that, because not all of us are fortunate enough to have and will be lucky to have that support system, man. That support system is awesome. But your dad is the number one role model right now that you would you just hold on tight to it, man.
Yeah.
It's the best thing, best feeling, best. It's just so wonderful to see, man, and I love it, man. Great job, Pops or
Thank you.
Dad.
Absolutely.
Thank
Great
you.
job,
Thank you.
Dad. Great.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So
All right. So we want to thank you
going
guys for
back
coming
to-
aboard today. We really, really appreciate it. We're going to get on with the rest of the show. Kolby, whatever Dad's cooking on the grill, send me some of it. I want some of that. You guys
And real quick
have a
before
great
we
one.
end, Kolby does
Hey.
have actually film. He has we have an IG handle. We have also his Twitter handle.
Yeah,
It's Kolby
that's
Moore
right.
2010. So
What
we
is it?
definitely have all that.
hold
Put that in
on,
the
yeah, we
comments
need
for
to
me.
pop that up.
Yeah, let me get that. Okay, hold on. What's that again, bro? What is it again?
Kolby Moore 2010.
Kolby
2010.
Moore 2010.
And also, we just came off of our third win. Now we're undefeated in our division.
Look at
3
that.
and
Look
out.
at y'all looking like the Eagles right now, 3-0.
That. Well, I'm telling you. And listen, y'all go ahead and follow that man on Kolby 2010 and go on Instagram, right? That's the Instagram
Yes,
handle?
and even Twitter as well.
And
Both the same
Twitter.
handle.
And Twitter.
And Twitter.
So
Man.
Kolby 2010. Y'all
Yes.
get on it. I'm telling you, you're gonna miss a star if you don't. Just
I
be
look,
mad.
I'm keeping my eyes open, man, because I know Nick Saban probably gonna try to snatch you up.
Amen.
Don't you let it happen. Don't you go to Bama.
Don't go to Bama. Please
Don't go to Bama. No.
Whatever you do, don't go to Bama. He said, Ben got a Gino said he said Gino is the best beast on the grill. Okay, Kev.
I do what I can, guys. I do what I can.
Somebody trying to come for my.
But you guys have a great rest of your Sunday, man. Hey, stay tuned to the show if you want to. Please share it out. Let the people know that we're still on live. We got another 30 minutes or so before we get going. So we're gonna go ahead and let you guys go. Have a great one. Thank you guys for coming aboard. Appreciate you.
Thank you. You both have a blessed one. Thank you so much again.
Thank you, Kolby. Thank you, Gino.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Kevin, leave it alone.
Okay, I will.
Try to do it same time. All right, so hey, listen. The podcast today. We're gonna talk about the Boston coach, Udonka. Is it Udonka? Udonka? Is that his name?
Udonka.
Boy, this boy here done got himself in a whole bunch of trouble. I don't know what's going on. Hang tight though. So before we get into all that, we want to get into this today's episode is sponsored by Atlanta. They got the good show down there at FX. BS3 is in partnership with the corporation down there that does their branding. And so I'm going to run this right at the 25-minute mark here. So Ben's probably listening, writing that down.
This episode is sponsored by FX's Atlanta. FX's Atlanta returns for its final season. Earn, Alfred, Darius, and Van are back in their hometown. But the question is, has Atlanta changed or have they? FX's Atlanta, the final season, all new, Thursdays on FX. Stream on Hulu.
And that's awesome. You know, I'm gonna raise my hand here and say I've never seen one episode of Atlanta. So I'm going to try to catch up and try to stream it, I suppose.
I definitely. I'm sorry, man. My bad.
I
My
know,
apologies.
I know. So let's get into it. Let's get into the drama. All right. So we got Ademir Udonka, who was the Boston Celtics coach, who has been suspended for the 2022-23 basketball season because of an alleged affair with a co-worker. Now, Mr. Udonka is the longtime boyfriend of Nia Long. Let me take Nia Long. Y'all see the picture. That's Nia Long. Right.
Such a gorgeous woman, man. Like, I mean, honestly, like
what's going on, bro?
This is my gripe with him. It's Nia Long.
Why's the rap with the Why's the rap with Nia? Why?
No, not with him, not with Nia,
No.
with him.
Okay.
I mean, she is such a gorgeous woman, and she's really good in the community. She's a great, like, she literally holds whoever it is, she holds down. But past that, I have a gripe with the Celtics.
Okay, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get to that. Hold that. We're gonna get into that in a second. All right. So now, Mr. Udonka's suspension is for the entire year. Now, according to some of the reports, and I'll pull up what Kevin sent me here. This is something that Matt Barnes has said. He spoke on his defense in the beginning. There was some egregious stuff that happened because at first a lot of the people thought that the young lady and him had a consensual relationship going on. And it has come to surface that the beginning of that whole thing, those comments was unwarranted by this young lady. And so that's where it gets a little dicey, and that's where it gets a little cloudy murky in the water, because how is it consensual? How was it consensual? And then all of a sudden now it is they were now unwarranted. Cam, what do you know about it?
It's very confusing. It is very disturbing, as Matt Barnes said, because again, I don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. I don't condone, just like Matt Barnes, I don't condone any of it. I really don't. I just have a really gripe with the Celtics, because as it has been rumored that the Celtics knew about this earlier.
The Celtics knew?
But also, yeah, it's rumored that they knew. I don't know. I haven't. So I said rumored.
Okay.
But yeah. I have an issue with why everything went personal. Now, I understand it's with a staff member of the Celtics, but to suspend him for a full year, I have a problem.
Why? I think the suspension. It's like the question asked down here. Those of you guys who are watching and listening, those that know a little bit about the story, do you think his suspension was warranted? I do. No, I think it was fully warranted.
I don't. All right, I'll let you go. Give me your go for it. You give me why.
I feel like it was unwarranted. I feel like his suspension is warranted. Okay, we are in a society to where there's certain things you just can't do in society, right? And as soon as this young lady said that those comments were unwanted, then in comes the Me Too movement, right? And so when the Me Too movement cancels everything, and then Boston has a very strict policy on this thing. So it's one of those, you do the crime, you do the time. I really feel like his year-long suspension is absolutely warranted, and I think that he should learn a valuable lesson from it. Now, should he lose his job? Yeah, maybe not. You know what I'm saying? Brian says it's a dictionary definition of sexual harassment. Exactly, and it's exactly what it is. And their policy is just that. You can't do that. This is the NBA. You are listen. Society says you already 2 strikes, right? Because you're male and you're black, and then you get into a position of this, and now you do this, right? Because there's so many different angles this has gone, because people are pissed off at the Celtics because they suspended him for a year, right? people are pissed off at Nia Long for whatever reason. I'm like, what are you pissed off at Nia for? You know what I'm saying? So it's so many different angles that people are taking. But I feel Terry, just and not, my opinion does not reflect those of BS3 Network. But I'm gonna tell you, Terry, I feel like his season long suspension should be and is absolutely warranted. Should he lose his job? Absolutely. You shouldn't. Because you just can't. We just can't. You want the other side to hold up the standard for us, but we don't hold it up for ourselves. So yeah, I think it's very warranted. Absolutely.
So, all right. Point taken, and I love your points. I love every fulfillment of your points that you put in there as well. What's the problem? Being that the Celtics took the stand. I think this is like a makeup call. You know how the refs, in basketball, they'll give a foul. They won't call a foul, where it was, and then they call. Well, this is a makeup call.
You think so?
The Celtics knew about this earlier on, and I think they really did know about it earlier on because they said through their investigation, there were people that saw this happening and brought it up. So they didn't do anything. The Celtics didn't do anything about it back then. They didn't investigate. They didn't do nothing of the sort.
Okay.
Here's a problem I have with it. You want to come back and now you want to, try to please the eyes of the population.
Okay.
And now suspend
you want
for
CYA. Now you want to CYA.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna do it, I mean, you stuck by not doing anything before. If you're gonna do it, don't put your whole foot in your mouth and suspend the dude for a year. The dude was, the report is confusing though. Yes, and that's another issue I have. I'm gonna get to that in just a moment. Leave that right there for me,
okay?
Because I have. What was that? So the makeup call is coming in. I would say, with that, and it's within it's within your offices, right? I don't think unless this becomes a court issue where sexual harassment, suing, he potentially gets thrown in jail. No, he don't deserve it. Because then again, we're going against innocent until proven guilty. What facts has anything come up? Right now, everything is speculation. Still, what facts do we have to suspend this guy under those provisions? Facts. What facts? What facts do we have?
I mean, there isn't any. I mean, it's just like I wonder if Boston's all right, if Massachusetts is an at will state. So if it is an at will state,
right now we're not going based off him being guilty, right? It's innocent till proven guilty. Right. I want to see this go further. If it is true, I don't want no Deshaun Watson bullshit. If it is true, I want this to go to court because I want him to be able to defend himself. Yeah. If it is, and if he is proven guilty, by all means, he gets everything. But if it was not only if it was consensual, on top of that.
So so what you're saying is you want this cloud to loom over Boston until a judge says okay. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. They deserve they deserve as much pain. You cannot tell me they do not. They deserve as much pain. As good as the Boston Celtics basketball team is. They deserve it because they should have done something earlier before this got worse.
Right. Well, I'm gonna pull those comments in a minute. I'll read them. Pull up in a minute.
Yeah, cool.
But here's the. I mean that's bad for the franchise though. They can't have that thing. It doesn't matter
like that. They should have nipped it in the bud to begin with. Is my point.
In the begin with though, it was consensual. So that's the reason why nobody said anything. Because if it's consensual,
we don't know that. That's what I'm saying. This is all rumored. We like this says right here. it's the confusing. We don't know if it was consensual at first, and then it got bad, or if it was bad and became consensual. Maybe she gave into it and said, "Ah, you know what? I give up the booty,
Yeah,
give up the
yeah.
pie."
It's
You
how do you
know,
leave me alone? Yeah.
but we don't know. Like that's what I'm saying. We're going based off judgment right
Oh,
now, and
oh,
hearsay, she say.
oh,
Um,
oh,
in most
all
of the
right.
jobs, there are policies about superiors management, especially yes, and I agree. Relationships because of sexual harassment, liability, etc. This also applies to co-worker relationships. The problem is that in the NBA, NFL, etc., this goes on and nothing
Happens.
happens.
That's what I mean. I'm
You
assuming
forgot that part.
that's where that was.
But and that's very true. And I agree with the corporate policy. I just feel that because it was brought to light, the Celtics now they feel forced to actually try and do something about it.
Yeah,
This
it's a
again, this should
CYA
have
type
been
of
nipped in
deal,
the bud. This literally should
right?
have been nipped in the bud. This should have never gone out. But I'm really ticked off, man. This could Neil Long, come on, man. I mean, Jesus Christ. Uh,
Okay, we're gonna
That's
get
like
into that in a
somebody.
second too.
That's like somebody cheating on Salma Hayek or
Tell my
some,
hey, and
Oh,
okay, she's fine too. Well, besides the point.
it-
MSK said, however, she is married. Now, this is the female co-worker.
Mhm.
However, she is married, and her husband apparently overheard a conversation between them. Wow, like if you were the husband and you overheard that, so he likely put a lot of spotlight on him. This was a stupid decision on his part. He showed no respect to Nia or his child. Like
So
that's
wait,
crazy
but I didn't
to
hear
me.
that part. But who? So
Yeah.
who put who out like that? The girl that's claiming sexual harassment
I mean,
is.
because think about this.
So she's the
If
one
you
that's married too,
overheard,
right?
okay, let's do it this way. You overheard Jen on the phone with
Oh, we
a
fighting.
coworker.
Murder.
If you
Bye,
overheard Jen on the
y'all.
phone with a
Prison.
coworker, don't leave now. You heard Jen on the phone with a coworker, and the conversation was kind of what's going on here? Now you can't tell me that he probably didn't say something to her to kind of push the envelope. Like, what's this? What's this? You gonna allow that? That's what you're gonna say? Is that what you're gonna do? You're gonna allow that? You know? So maybe I think it might have been some pressure on his part to her to say something about it being inappropriate. But the truth, I don't think will ever like come all the way out here.
I don't think
Like,
so either. I don't
but
think so.
it's a stain. It's no different. I mean, it's no different than what happened to Bill Cosby. It's no
So
different than what happened to our racist guy. Because all it takes in this day, in this society, and ladies, I hate to say it, those of you guys are listening. I mean, let's be truthful. The women wield a lot of power, and all they have to do is say, "You said,"
yeah,
and it's
that
over. I
what's
think
that hashtag
that's
again,
the
Terry?
huh? Me too.
What's that hashtag again? That Me Too movement
Me too.
is
Yeah,
deadly,
he's deadly.
and
Yeah, me
it,
too. It's
it
great.
it comes with a lot of responsibility and territory too. On top
Yeah,
of that, I mean, this Me Too movement goes to they even women push the envelope now.
yeah.
Let's talk
It
about that Me Too
should go
movement
both
right
ways.
quick.
Yeah.
That Me Too movement literally pushed the envelope because there's a statistic out there that more women lied to the police about
Good job.
domestic
Yeah.
violence,
Good
and I
comment,
mean
bro.
it opens up an envelope. There's Pandora's box with this Me Too movement, and there's so much power given to women now.
Yeah.
Even when they didn't have power, now they have power over the men when it comes to situations like this. The Me Too movement, everything. So I I still think this should go to court. Bottom line, this needs to go to court. I
Eh, Okay. And it goes to court. Then what?
Then it is what it is from there.
I mean, but he's
We
gonna
put it
lose
in
his
the
job
jurors'
way before this
hands.
even hit court.
Hmm?
He's gonna lose his job behind this. I mean, and that's just and
He's not losing
it's
his job. The
oh
point
yeah, he's
is
gonna lose
if
his
you
job. There's no way this
he's
man gonna come
suspended
back
for a
after he
year.
gets
They've already said they've already nailed it. The NBA agrees with the term of him getting suspended. The problem is I just don't see no justice behind it. And this is the reason why I wanted to go to court also. We need justice behind it. If he is proven guilty, she needs her justice.
Yeah. I mean, it's a civil matter. It's like Brian just said here. He's
it needs to be civil, but I don't need it to be civil. Like I said, I don't want no Deshaun Watson bullshit.
There's no criminal charges. He didn't sexually assault the young lady. He just asked her out.
If it's sexual harassment, that's still
that's not a criminal charge. That's a civil matter, bro. You can't go to prison for sexual harassment. You can't. And Brian said he's management innocence until proven guilty only applies in a criminal case. Civil. Yes. Exactly. This is a civil case, bro. No one would stand for that, and it needs to be investigated. Agreed. Because of her husband confronting her. Exactly. Who knows if the story changed? And I'm
exactly my point.
It has to be investigated though. But it's going to be investigated.
Can I get Miss Grant for the win?
Listen
for the win.
But Boston had to nip it, because if Boston didn't nip it, guess who's going to nip it?
Who just said that? Who said that? Who said that though? Who said that?
But listen, Boston had to nip it. They had to. They had to go ahead and get him.
But they didn't do it in the beginning.
I told you. In the beginning, it was consensual. It wasn't.
We don't know that though. We don't know if it was consensual. That's the confused. Just like Ben said, that's the confusing part. We don't know if it was consensual all the way through. We don't even know if it was consensual at all. Right now, we're going off of he say, she say, which is why it needs to be investigated. We need the truth before we nail this man to the cross.
I got you. All right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I got you. Grant for the win. Grant for the win. Thank you, sir.
Let's do this though. Now here's the topic though. Here's the topic. Workplace romances. Are they outlawed? Should you leave them alone, or is it nobody's business?
Nobody's business.
And that's kind of and was the Boston Celtics organization wrong? You've already said yes, they were wrong for doing that without a full investigation, without and I kind of get what you're saying with that. I think that it is nobody's business.
It is
especially between two consenting adults. But see, let's get past this. Let's get past this for a second. If you were the longtime boyfriend or girlfriend of someone and they had an affair outside of you, and you found out about it this way, what would you do? Can anybody imagine what Nia Long is going through right now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nia Long, an A-lister.
Yeah.
A very gorgeous A-lister who's been gorgeous for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what kind of embarrassment that has to be on her?
I didn't even see the person that it was. She better. Never mind. I'm gonna shut my mouth up.
See, Brian makes a good point. Brian makes a good point. No matter how long, no matter how you can't sleep, no matter what, you cannot sleep with your subordinates while you're in position of management. So I think that's a no-brainer.
That's true.
Because you can go left real quick if you're a manager.
Yeah, because but when you're not of management, no one. If you're not management, it's nobody's business. Yeah. That's how I look at it. You want to know why I look at it that way? Because I have a wife that I met at work.
And you have a wife that will cut you too thin to fry and too thick to boil. So
she will paper cut the hell out of me to death. Let me, ladies and gentlemen, I will no longer exist. But
now, MSK, I don't know. It's a good question. You said, how long was it going on? How long do you think have you heard how long it went on between him and his subordinate?
That's another issue. That's why I'm saying it needs to be investigated, because there's so many factors that play into this. Supposedly the Celtics knew about this for a while. They didn't say how long. They said a while, and it was brought up to attention before anybody else knew, before it got out. Now it's out in public. Now they wish to do something about it.
Yeah, it's a total CYA thing.
No sense. It just it just make me feel. I feel bad. I don't feel bad. I feel ugly.
So, MSK. Now, what I've read, and I'm reading this on fastbreak.com here, and they're saying that there isn't a number of how long they were at this, him and his subordinate, but did say that they found out that the stuff was unwanted back in July. So July of this year. So there's no telling
What the
how long
heck?
it could have been.
Sex?
It could have been a year. It could have been two. Nobody knows. You know what I'm saying? MSK said it had nothing to do with the woman at home. When a man cheats and vice versa, it's about the issues a person who cheats has from their past that need deep therapy. Feel free to disagree. No, I totally agree. Men, I mean, it doesn't matter how that woman, and we asked the question about Nia Long, and how you gonna cheat on Nia? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter who's
it doesn't. It's just me being foolish, by the way, when I say that. Let that be known. Let that picture be very focal right now and focus, because like you said, it doesn't matter who was cheated on.
Yeah,
cheating. Like I said, just like I don't agree with any of it. Right. I don't condone any of it.
Right.
It's I'm just saying, just because it's Nia Long, I mean, why would you? I wouldn't cheat on Selma Hayek. I wouldn't cheat on my wife right now, because I promise I would get my ass kicked to the damn sun. And I would disintegrate from this earth.
You are talking. No. Let me help you. I'm going to help you and everybody who's listening.
Thank you.
You're talking from a place of wholeness.
Of foolishness.
No. You're talking from a place of wholeness. You say, "Oh, I wouldn't cheat on Selma Hayek. You wouldn't cheat on this and that," because you're in the place of wholeness. But if you were broken, if you were hurt, it's a whole different animal. You know what I'm talking about? It wouldn't matter who at the crib. It could have been Nia. It could be Jen. It could be anybody. If you are broke and you ain't had no therapy and you ain't had no help and you ain't talking to nobody about this, it ain't gonna matter who that. Because as men, we goofy creatures anyway, and we gonna do whatever, right?
Hey, don't put us all in that category.
Well, we are. We goofy creatures anyway, and so if we're already one strike behind the 8 ball there, because we're already goofy characters. So, and then if we got stuff going on and we ain't getting help for it, take it from a man who I've been married 3 times, Kevin. I've been married 3 times, bro, and it didn't matter who was at the house. I did whatever I wanted to do because I was so broken. I wanted to be with everybody else, and I wanted to do whatever floated my boat, not in the bed of everybody else, just my boat. You know what I'm saying? So it does not matter. That's what's wrong with some of us men.
I just really wanted to highlight.
Yeah,
I really wanted to highlight this because, again, like you said, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Now, if we're gonna speak of men of truth and honesty and be responsible about what we're talking about, this topic, this comment right here, is a nail in the coffin for anything that to be said.
Yeah.
This really accentuates what a man should really go by. So for that, but would you cheat? He asked the question. Hell no!
It's crazy, dude. That's ludicrous. The thought of that is like mind-blowing. But what I think with Mr. Udonka, I think what happened with him is that he's got some other issues. He's got some trauma that he hasn't dealt with. But then I think at the same time, I think it's a level of success that he's gotten to, because he took the Celtics to the finals last year, and now he's the black head coach of a prospering franchise, and I think that I think a little bit of success has gotten the best of him, and he feels like now I can say and do whatever I can I want to do, and there's nothing that no one can say to me. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter who at the house. You know what I'm saying? She said, "I'm sorry, I had to." No, that's crazy.
Feel free. You know what I mean?
No, Lord, but that's crazy.
If we're like I said, the honesty has to be there. It has to be there, and that comment really accentuate. That comment alone takes on a lot of responsibility when it comes to talking about and being honest about situations like this.
Right. Because that's the problem. See, that's the one thing. That's the one craw. The one thing that gets stuck in everybody's craw is because they're afraid to be honest. Why? Because they're afraid that if they're being honest, it works out.
Not
Some
only
people may
that,
do.
but people don't like to feel uncomfortable with conversations.
I mean, if you're
You know,
uncomfortable with the truth, then I don't know. I
exactly.
don't know,
So
man.
it's, and just like we talk about racism, when you have a conversation about racism and it makes people feel uncomfortable, well,
Mhm.
maybe they have a little bit of racism in themselves, or they
Yeah,
don't like to open up
could be.
the box for argument's sake. But to make things better, you got to be able to deal with an uncomfortable conversation, and that actually brings out your maturity. I think it cooks up your maturity. I think it brings
Yeah,
out the maturity. And
yeah,
while you're having that conversation, you don't realize it, but you're maturing as you speak, and
right.
as you have that, you talk about that focal point of what that uncomfortable situation is.
Here's
So
yeah, here's the bottom line to it is at the end of the day, men, we need to make sure that we are okay with not being okay. And if
can I
we're
dumb
not
it
okay,
down?
hold on. And if we're not okay, then we need to take the necessary steps.
Mm-hmm.
Because what's happening is now now you have trashed this queen. Now you have done this,
Mm,
and now you don't broke the face of this queen because you can't handle your business, right? Because you're too busy trying to handle your business, everybody else's business, their business. You know what I'm saying? We need to learn how to work on our own business.
mm-hmm.
In doing that, the process isn't always easy, right? It's not always easy, and it takes work. And you have to accept some ugly truths about you as men. As a man, you got to accept the ugly truths. Sometimes we can accept it, sometimes we can't. The looking at, like I tell anybody, when I started my journey of becoming a man, the first thing I had to do was look in the mirror and say, you know what, I ain't really comfortable with calling myself a liar.
Mm.
I'm not really comfortable with calling myself a manipulator. I'm not really comfortable with that. But that's what it is. It is what it is, right? MSK said, let's be real. Men on the road and just even at the office face temptation every single day. That's a fact. Work husbands are a thing. True that. Work wives are a thing. You better believe it. It's known and tolerated by other workers and bosses. Then the partner or spouses shows up to work. I'm not sure if it's cutting off your comment.
Well, it's because it's a long comment, but
Long
yeah, it
comment. Okay.
says then partners and
Show up to work.
partners or spouses shows up to the work functions
Functions awkward.
awkward.
Toxic environment. The thing of it is, it's drama
Mm-hmm.
and it's
Yeah.
toxic,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's toxic. I used to have a work wife years and years ago. You know what I'm saying? And because the woman I had at home, my excuse was the woman I had at home wasn't doing what she's supposed to do. So it was okay. That was the justification for having the work
Mm.
wife. That stuff never works, man. And that's another thing that as men we have to walk into. We got to fix that because we're now breaking the faces of our queens now. Now
Man,
this
look,
is getting out of hand.
that's just another job. I
Yeah,
can't deal with another job. I deal with enough too
I'm
much.
saying.
See,
I'm saying.
you gotta maintain the
It's
lie. You
just,
gotta lie and lie
bro,
and lie
listen.
some more. It's too much, man.
It's
I
too much.
can't.
Listen,
Look, I get caught quick. I'm a terrible
uh,
liar as it is.
my wife
And
will my wife will at 187 me real quick. Let me find
ooh,
let her find out
ooh,
some crazy
you
stuff.
would
And,
no
and,
longer
and
exist to
I'm telling you,
BS3
this
Network.
podcast will be newly hosted by Kevin Peoples. I'm telling you that. but I'm just, but the realness of it is that
Mhm.
us men, though, really, seriously, we need to get in a place to where we need to heal. There are so many broken men running around here, and then trying to be in a relationship with somebody or in a marriage with somebody broke. Trust me, I went into my marriage broke. I know what that's like. You know what I'm
This is the professional way of Terry actually explaining it to you, men.
saying?
I'm gonna give it to you the way it needs to be said,
It is stressful.
fellas.
Yeah.
Get your shit together.
Come on, man. We got to do better, man. We got to do
Get your
better.
shit
We are
together.
just killing our queens, man. I watch
Listen,
I watch TikToks and Instagrams and things, and I'm like, y'all just doing the most. Y'all doing the
man,
most, man. And
Lord,
we need to do better.
Lord,
And stop hurting these queens, man. Stop it. And
act
queens
right there.
on the reverse, queens. If you're doing this,
Mm-hmm.
stop.
Because
Same
it goes
thing.
both ways.
It goes both ways. And we gotta heal though. But the one thing I've heard Trent Shelton say, I've heard a lot of other inspirational folks say, you can't heal in the same place you got cut. So if you're trying to go back over there and get healed in the place you got cut, it's not going to work. But you have to heal. You
I
have to.
love how you put that though. You can't
Yeah,
heal in the same place you
place you got
got.
cut.
Ooh, I like that. Can we?
Yeah,
Can we?
that's Trent Shelton. That's not me. I'll take it.
Oh,
No,
okay.
that's Trent Shelton.
Okay, my bad. My
All
bad.
right.
We'll
We're gonna move on because we're going to the downward slope, and the next part of this show is it should be you guys' favorite segment. We'll get to that in a minute. Hey. It is the car buying tip of the week right here at the end of the show. Kevin loves this part of the show. He learns something every single week, right?
Man, let me
All
tell
right, so
you. I feel like a professional going into the damn car lot every time now.
Now, even though I don't sell cars anymore, let me tell you, I still know the game, right? The most important thing when you are buying a car is if you are buying a used car and you go into finance, one of the things they're going to ask you is, okay, do you want to buy any extra warranties and things of that nature, right? They always add that in finance. They call it in the box. In the industry, they call it when our customers go into the box. That's finance, right? Always, always, always get gap insurance on a used car. Okay. On a new car, it won't matter because on a new car, you already have the manufacturer's 6 or 7 year warranty or whatever that is, right? Whatever brand you buy, whatever that new car warranty is, get that. Okay. You're going to get that on a new car. But on a used car, no matter what used car it is, it could be a 21, it could be considered used. If it's a certified pre-owned vehicle, it's going to come with like a year warranty of the manufacturer, and that's fine too. But always get the gap insurance. If you choose not to get any extended warranties, that's totally on you. But always get gap insurance. If for those of you who are listening and do not know what gap insurance is when that's the insurance they put on your vehicle, and if anything happens to your vehicle, or if you wreck it, or if it's stolen or whatever, right? The gap insurance, the third party provider pays off your vehicle and then gives the lien holder whatever's left.
I think we have, baby. Do we have gap insurance? Look at my love. Look at my. She's
A
watching
lot
the
of
show on
times
her
gap
phone, and
insurance is included.
she gave me that right there. So that assures me that I did do the right thing because when they were explaining things, I was a salesman before, but there's times that I get caught up in the moment as a salesman. I'm like, ooh, and I get sucked into it myself. And when they were explaining, when we were signing papers and forms and everything, they were explaining the gap insurance and things like that, but I never really got the gist of it. This right here, though, these are nuggets, ladies and gentlemen, that you would need to take with you.
Yeah.
Like I said, now I feel like I can go. I feel like I have what they call buyer's power.
Yeah.
I have power to go and buy a car now because I feel like I have the knowledge. Like this stuff, like here. Look, even if so, I caught myself going back to one of these episodes to actually get some information.
Yeah.
Because you never know when that time comes and you're ready. You got to be prepared for these moments. It's the same thing for a house. Go out and do your studies when you're buying a house. Whether it's new or used.
Right.
Break it down to yourselves. You need break it down like you're breaking down bars in a song or a rap song or R&B, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Break it down to yourselves. And this right here, what he's presenting to us, man, these are nuggets. And I look, man, I love it.
Yeah,
good shit, man. Good
always,
shit.
always get gap on a used car. Like I said, on a new one, it won't matter because you already have the new car warranty. Right.
Question though.
Answer though.
Let's say if your car breaks down, there's an engine failure, will gap insurance cover that?
No.
See, that's something. See,
that's where our warranty would come in. That's where a warranty would come. So I would say this, and this is a small nugget, real quick before we get out of here. If you buy any car, used, new, right? If that car has everything in it, like a panel sunroof, it has the all the security protection and all the blind spot and all that jazz, get a warranty, right? I don't care. I know you don't want to spend the extra money. Here's the thing, and I don't want to spend. Some people say I don't want to spend extra money, on the car. I don't want to spend extra money on that. I don't need that. I just want my payment to be here. Okay. If let's say your seat, you have your driver's seat is a power seat, right, and it's got heated seats and all that jazz. What if the motor goes out in those seats, right? If the motor goes out in that seat, you're going to pay $2,000 to get that seat replaced, right? So get a warranty. I understand. Have that stuff included in your payment. So when you guys are getting ready to go into these dealerships and you say, I want a payment here and here and here, you say, hey, does this include gap and does it include a warranty? Okay, that way you're covered, because a lot of times people buy these cars, they buy used cars, they don't get a warranty, they don't get gap insurance, and then 2 months later something happens, they're calling the dealership back going, I don't want this car no more because, and then it comes down to what laws are in your state, right? Because if some states have what they call the lemon law, and they sell a car, you know what I'm saying? And if it was crabby from the jump street, they have to take the car back and all that jazz, right? So it's very important that if you please, your investment into your vehicle is no different than the investment into your home, because you best believe you're going to put escrow into your house. You're going to buy a warranty for your house, right? The same thing for your car. I get it though. You want to go in there, you want to pay minimal amount of money. You want something you want something that with 4 wheels. That's all you want. MSK say the warranty saves you so much. Even with a new car, you might have a lemon and not even know it. And that's absolutely true. I have sold a Palisade, brand new. The customer had it for a week, and the engine went in it, and that's a manufacturer fault, right? So guess what we had to do? We had to take the car back, right, and then give her another Palisade. She had to wait for it, but you got another Palisade. I mean, but that's what before. So don't shortchange yourself when you are investing into your vehicle. I don't care if it's a 1985 Pacer. It don't make a difference. Get them. Well, if it's a Pacer, don't get a warranty on it. But if it's a new vehicle, but if it's a certified pre-owned or if it's a newer used car, get a warranty. All right. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys for joining us. I really appreciate it. Make sure you share the broadcast out. This will be available on audio platforms. If you have not listened to any of the podcasts, of course, this week, I have really been trying to relaunch my personal podcast. This because this is in 2 parts. We are a panel. This is a panel edition, and then I also have my personal podcast that has been relaunched. So if you want to catch us or catch me, listen to on all podcasting platforms: Apple, Google, Spotify, Pandora, wherever. But before we go, I want to give a special RIP. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Kev on Stage.
Yeah.
All right. So if you guys already recall, his brother passed away. Jason Fredericks, Jay with no way, passed away a couple days ago.
Also the other comedian too. There was
a comedian. We already did him.
We did. Did we do Arnold?
Yeah.
I don't remember. But yeah, Arnold was very funny, man. And
he was
a
very funny.
Good family man.
But yeah. All right. But Jay with no A, he's the guy in the middle there. He passed away a couple days ago at his home. Peacefully, Kevin is taking some time, and I don't blame him. That's my brother. I mean, that's a brother. I would do the same thing. So rest in peace to Jason Fredericks. He will be missed very much. Hey, my dear, it's my baby. Hey, I'm going through my Melissa withdrawal. She's in there. Hey, baby. So we're going to go ahead and get out of here until next week. You guys have a great rest of your day. Have a blessed week going forward. And remember, we love you here at the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, but God loves you more. You guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next week.
Stay blessed, folks.
I got to call the outro. There it is.